Om Shanti. Let's sit in self-awareness for some time. Allow your body to be still. My body is still. And my eyes are relaxed. And I sit in the awareness that everything that my physical eyes can see is a part of matter. This whole world is made of matter. The 5 elements of matter. This body is also physical. Just the 5 elements, nothing else. But who am I? I am not the physical world. I am not the body. I am not even what I have and what I do all day. I am distinct from all of that. I am the one sitting behind the eyes. I am the soul. My form is so beautiful. I am a shining star of light. As I focus my attention on myself, I feel my beauty. I am a sparkling, radiant star of light. Beautiful star of light. As I allow my attention to dwell on myself, I feel the quality that I have, the quality of peace. Peace is contained in me, the soul, like fragrance is contained in a flower. My sense is peace. I, the star of light, radiate the light of peace. The peace in me has the nature of soothing, calming, and harmonizing. As I radiate the light of peace, my brain, my body feels calm, healed, relaxed. An internal harmony is restored. Just spend a few moments in this awareness of your form of light and your quality of peace. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Yesterday we understood that I am a soul and I am made of 7 qualities: knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. And I live behind the eyes and I look like a star of light. Yes, so this is what we understood. Now, today we will talk about the importance of awareness first. You see, I am a soul and I am peace, I am joy, I am love, I am purity. But these qualities mean something only when I am in the awareness of them. Yes, awareness is very important. Let's say you have 15 crores in your bank account, but then you forget. Yes, you lost memory. It's not in your awareness. Then is it of any use? No. So everything is important when A, you have it, second, you are in awareness of it. And we are a soul anyway, so right, so it's not that now that you are doing the course you become a soul. No, you are a soul anyway, that is who you are. But if you are not in the awareness that you are a soul, then you live a different life, a life of misery and sadness and sorrow, because you don't know who you are, you don't know what your qualities are. And this knowledge, the knowledge of who you are and what are your qualities, in order for this knowledge to transform into awareness, you need practice. Yes, you need to practice, you need to bring it again and again into your revision, you need to revise, you need to build that experience by practicing that I am a soul and my essence is peace, love, purity. And for this, you need to every day spend some moments in practicing soul consciousness. So you are a soul, but right now you are a body conscious soul. And what you want to be is a soul conscious soul. So when you want to be a soul conscious soul, you have to practice every day by taking your attention to who you are and seeing your form of light and seeing your qualities of peace and love and feeling it and experiencing it and turning that into an experience and building that awareness that you are a soul. So this practice has to be done every day. And what is the best time for practice? Best time for any spiritual practice is early in the morning. How early? 4 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. 4 to 4:45 in the morning, that is called the Brahma Muhurat, the time of nectar, Amrit Vela, and that is the time to practice spiritual practice. And the first spiritual practice that we are learning is the practice of soul consciousness. So that is the ideal time to practice. And why? Because you see, when you get up in the morning, so that time, that 4 to approximately 5 in the morning, that is a time when most people around you are sleeping. Yes, so those who sleep late also are sleeping. Those who get up early also get up at 5. So mostly, most of the people around you are sleeping. And that is why the interference of thoughts and vibrations in the atmosphere is least. And just like, if you have to go from one place to the other, then you choose a time when there is least traffic. So this is also like a journey. This is a spiritual journey. Right now we are just making the journey from outwards to inwards. We will make the journey upwards also later. But even the journey from outwards to inwards, this journey also is done best in the wee hours, in the morning hours, because the traffic of thoughts and vibrations is least in the atmosphere, and it becomes very easy to have this journey. And then second thing, as soon as you get up, your subconscious mind is very active, because when you sleep, then you travel from your conscious mind to your subconscious and unconscious mind. So when you just get up, your subconscious mind is very active, and your subconscious mind has the ability of a blotting paper. And as soon as you give something, you feed something to yourself, when your subconscious mind is active, it gets absorbed very easily. Have you noticed that early in the morning when you get up, if there is a song playing around you, then all day that song keeps repeating in your head. Yes, you can't forget it, because early morning your mind is like a blotting paper. The subconscious stage is active, and whatever you fill into your awareness early morning, it will be absorbed very well, and then all through the day the effect of that will work. So these are the reasons why we need to practice early in the morning this practice of soul consciousness, self-awareness. Now if you feel that you cannot, you don't want to, or you don't have enough courage to even think about getting up and trying, then what you can do is you can start by getting up half an hour earlier than the time you usually get up. So if you get up at 5, let's say, so from 5 onwards your day is pretty much scheduled, right? So you have activities waiting for you. So what you do is you get up at 4:30, so that you have half an hour to yourself, wherein you can practice this practice of soul consciousness. And this is most important. So you listen to the knowledge, but the knowledge will become part of awareness only when you practice the point of knowledge in silence. Okay, now this is one thing you have to underline: every day early morning practice, and then paying attention throughout the day. Then you see, what does this practice of soul consciousness do? it changes, first thing it would change is, it would change your reactions to responses. Yes. So, right now, what is the stage you are in? Mostly we are in reaction, we have a mental, emotional, verbal and physical reaction to everything. Yes, even if you are not physically reacting to something or verbally reacting to something, there is always a mental and emotional reaction to everything that you see and hear. Yes, even if you are not passing any comment on it, you are not doing anything about it, there is always this constant reaction in terms of thought and reaction in terms of some emotion you feel. So you see somebody just eating the wrong way. Yes, they are just not using, no table manners, they are not eating that food according to what you think is the right way. Maybe you're not even pointing it out, but you have this feeling that I don't like it. So this emotional reaction, this mental reaction is happening all the time. And if you look at your whole day, if you assess your whole day, our whole experience of life has become a series of reactions. So we are seeing something, hearing something in a situation, in an environment, between people, looking at their behaviors, with technology. Even with technology, there are so many reactions. Your computer is not working well, or whatever you're trying to do, it's not helping you. So all the time there is a reaction going on. And what are these reactions doing? First thing they are doing is they are draining you of your spiritual energy. And that is why even when you're not doing any great productive work all day, you get very tired and drained at the end of the day because of this mental and emotional reaction to everything that's around you. And then you see, the second way in which you can operate in life is respond to everything. And response means you choose your thoughts and feelings, you choose your emotions, you choose your words, you choose your behavior in any circumstance that you're in. Right? Now, how do you shift from a reaction to a response? Very simple. When do you react? When you create the thought, what is happening out there? Yes, what is happening out there? So what are they saying? What are they doing? What's happening in the body? What's happening outside? Whenever your awareness is attached to that which is outside, then you have a reaction. And how do you shift to a response? When and every second you are thinking about who am I? What is my quality? What is my form? Right? So when you think about yourself, when you are in self-awareness, you respond. When you are in awareness of the other, you react. Now, the more you practice this, that I am a soul, my quality is peace, my quality is joy, my quality is love, my quality is purity. Now, it's not just a matter of reaffirming, sometimes we just think that we have to keep taking affirmations, I am peaceful, I am joyful, I am loveful. No, but these affirmations have to be correlated with or have to be combined with visualization. If your affirmations are not combined with visualization, they don't translate into awareness. They don't translate into an experience, and if it doesn't translate into an experience, it won't translate into an awareness. So, Affirmations are thoughts that you create. Knowledgeful thoughts are affirmations. But apart from the affirmation, you need visualization also, because there are laws on which the inner world works. And the law of the inner world is that you need a thought and an image to create an experience. If you cannot imagine something, visualize something, you cannot create an experience of it. So when I tell you water, you can feel water. As soon as you hear the word water, you can feel water. As soon as I say mother, you can feel your mother because there's an image and there's a quality and with the word associated with it. Now when you say I am a peaceful soul and there is no imagery, there is no visualization attached to it, then you cannot feel peaceful. So first you have to think about how to I will give you a video in the end of this session, wherein there will be a clear visualization of the soul also, so that you can understand how to visualize the soul, where to visualize the soul, and you can be very creative with these things. So when you say I am a peaceful soul, you can imagine peace like rays of light, the light that touches you and gives you the feeling of peace. Yes, or you can imagine peace like a fragrance, and you as a flower, the soul is like a flower emitting fragrance, and that fragrance, when it touches the brain and every part of the body, it is giving that effect of peace. So these are the methods through which you visualize. And when you visualize and affirm, then you create an experience. And when you keep creating this, then it slowly changes your awareness. And then it becomes easy to stay in that awareness. So, if you want to change from reaction to response, you have to shift your awareness from what's out there to who am I. But for that, you have to have this, affirmation and visualization every day, so that you are more grounded into, more anchored into who you are. And then, whenever there is a situation that comes up, instead of asking yourself what's happening there or what are they saying or what are they doing, the first question you ask yourself is, who am I? What is my quality? And you behave as you are, not as they are. Yes? What makes more sense? Behaving as I am or behaving as they are? Behaving as I am makes more sense. So, I know myself. Now you see, because I don't know myself, that is why I know the other very well. And because I know the other very well, I am behaving as they are. But then my behavior is creating my experience of life. My response is creating my experience of life. So why should I give that remote control to somebody else? So I have to keep practicing who I am, what is my quality. And then in any situation, I behave as I am, not as they are. Yes, if I give you a small exercise, tell me 5 qualities of yourself. Can you give it? Yes, you will need some time to think about it. But I tell you, tell me 5 qualities of your spouse or your child or your brother or your sister. Very easy. You have it on your fingertips. Why? Because all day you are focusing out there. You know their quality. You don't know your quality. That's why you are always reacting to their quality, their behavior, their state of being. But if you want to respond to everything, you need to know your quality. And what is your quality? Not the quality that you have right now, but your original quality, you are a soul and your original quality is knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss and power. And when you keep that in your awareness, you respond in peace, in love, in happiness in every situation. And then what happens is that becomes your quality. Yes, so that which you had lost comes back. So this is about the practice of soul consciousness and how daily practice is important and how do you change from reaction to response. And then second thing is, you see, there is a false idea of meditation that, meditation is focusing on your breath and meditation is focusing on something outside. But just ask yourself, meditation, the first reason why we seek to meditate is for peace and happiness. Now, are you unhappy or are you peaceless because you are not breathing right? Are you peaceful and peaceless and unhappy because you are not sitting right? No. You're peaceful, peaceless and unhappy because you're not thinking right. Because peace and happiness is a feeling and a feeling comes from a thought. So until and unless you change the seed of your thought, the seed of your thought is awareness. So until and unless you practice self-awareness, you cannot change your thought. Until and unless you shift from what's going on out there to who am I, you cannot shift your thought. And when you can't shift that, you cannot shift your experience of life. So meditation is not concentrating on your breath or physical yoga or all that stuff. It has its own importance, but it is not something that will give you an experience of joy and peace in your life. Okay, so this is something that I needed to underline first. And then today we will talked about the qualities of the soul. Now we will talk about the faculties of the soul or the capacities of the soul. Okay, and how this whole inner world functions. Yes, how there is, what activity goes on, how does the soul function, and what are the faculties through which it functions. So just like I gave you an analogy that like the body is made of 5 elements, the soul is made of 7 qualities. Now there are capacities of the body. There is the hearing capacity, seeing capacity, tasting capacity, smelling, touch, feeling, touch and senses. So all that is there in the body. Now what is the capacity of the soul? What are the faculties of the soul? So I'll share an image and then we will discuss that. So can you see the picture? Yes, raise your hand please if you can. Yes, thank you. So this is the picture of the faculties of the soul or the capacities of the soul. Now you see, this is the soul, and then the soul has 3 capacities or faculties: the mind, the intellect and the sanskars. Okay. We will learn about the interaction between the mind, intellect and sanskar later. But first let's understand the 3 capacities of the soul. So what does the soul do? The soul creates thoughts, desires, emotions, feelings, ideas through the mind. Yes, all of these occur in the mind. So the soul creates thoughts, desires, emotions, feelings, ideas in the mind. Okay. And then what is the function of the intellect? The intellect has the ability of willpower, ability to discern and to make decisions. So the intellect has other abilities also. Focusing on something or focusing on something else. So concentration is an ability of the intellect. Where to focus, how long to focus, that is a capacity of the intellect. Then the capacity of the intellect is to interpret. So, whenever you see something, creating a visual image of it or interpreting it is a function of the intellect. Then the intellect is what has willpower. The intellect has the ability to discern good from bad, right from wrong, coherent from incoherent, logical from illogical. And then the intellect is the one that makes decisions. So these are the functions of the intellect. And then there is another faculty of the soul which is called sanskars. Now the sanskars are a collection of impressions. Impressions means you could call it memories, yes. So a collection of impressions, habits, experiences and personality traits. All of these is the sanskar and it is contained in the soul. Now this will take some time to understand. So first you just make a note of whatever each faculty does. So primarily 3 faculties of the soul: mind, intellect and sanskar, and then these are the functions that every faculty performs. Now first I would make a distinction between intellect and intelligence. So we are not talking about intelligence. Intelligence is a faculty of the brain. Yes, you could be very intelligent with a bad intellect, or you could be not intelligent with a good intellect. Okay, so that both these things are possible, because intellect is not intelligence. Intelligence is your ability to process information, right? It's a faculty of the brain. But intellect is a faculty of the soul, where the soul discerns good from bad, right from wrong, coherent from incoherent, logical from illogical. That faculty is called the intellect. Now let us take an example. So if somebody is very intelligent, they can create technology for the human good, and they can also create bombs for human destruction. But whether they will create bombs or scientific technology depends on the intellect. Okay, so if the intellect knows the difference between good and bad, knows the difference between good action and bad action, then they would make the choice of using their ability, their intelligence, their science, the knowledge of science, to create something that's good for humanity, betterment for humanity. So this is the difference between intellect and intelligence. And then you see sanskars also. Sanskars is, I told you, impressions, you could say memories also, but not physical memory. It's not like, it's not the memory that is that you associate with the brain, because you see these things, these 3 things, mind, intellect and sanskar, are faculties of the soul. And when the soul leaves the body, you take your mind, intellect, sanskar with you, right? Now just visualize, you leave this body, you take another body, you don't take the physical memory with you, you don't remember who your parents were or who your siblings were, but you take the impressions with you. And what is the impression? So you see, the impression means that if you have had a very good experience on a rainy day in this birth, then in the next birth also when it rains, you feel good. Because the mind will think because of association. So that memory, that impression that you carry in your sanskar will make you have the same feeling in the mind when a similar situation comes up, but you will not remember why you are feeling like this here. So you take the impressions with you, you don't take the memory with you. Okay. So when there is a memory created, there is an impression on the soul, and the soul takes that impression with them, but not the memory. So let's say you are a person of literature and you feel very happy when you see a book. So you may not know how to read the book, but even in your next birth, when you see a book, you will be very happy. So that is, you see a novel, you see something, that you liked in your last birth, you will be happy to see it. You don't know how to use it, you don't remember why you like it, but those impressions are there and the feelings respond to the impressions. Okay. So this is some clarity about the difference between intellect and intelligence and memories and impressions. So now let's understand, so let's first gauge what kind of a soul are you right now. So you see, how do you discern the health of the body? So you say that I have a healthy body if all your organs are working well, right? And when the organs are not working well, then it's a sign of unhealthiness. So let us ask ourselves, is my mind working well? Am I creating the thoughts, desires, emotions, feelings, ideas that I should? Or is my mind not obeying my orders and doing the opposite of what I command it to? So which one would you say? How many say my mind is my friend and totally in my control? Please raise your hand. Yes, your mind is totally in your control. So some are saying that yes, it is, but if you look deeper, it is not. Yes, because you want to think about something. So let's so the person who raised the hand was yesterday writing to me that when I want to create thoughts about the soul, I can't. So if you are not able to do that, then how is your mind under your control? It is not, right? It is not in your control right now, because you are thinking and creating emotions and creating feelings and creating ideas according to the situations you are in. You are not creating it on your own will, or you are not able to, create the thoughts that you want to create. Look at the intellect. Look at your ability to withdraw your attention from something and focus on something else. Very difficult to do. Look at the willpower, sometimes you decide something, but then you're not able to do that which you decide. Or discernment, the choices you're making. So how many of you feel that sometimes we make a choice and then later regret it? So, we make a choice, we take a decision, and then we regret it. So that means that my intellect is not making the right choice. It is not able to discern and decide well, because when your intellect is under the influence of something, then what looks like a good choice now will not look like a good choice tomorrow. Yes, let's say, you are feeling very lazy today and you think that taking leave from work is a good idea. Yes, but tomorrow when you go to work, then you feel that I shouldn't have taken the leave yesterday. because now my leaves are lesser, and then I have to take a leave some days later. Yes, and then I don't have the leaves to take at that time. So sometimes, you make a decision, you make a choice, and then you repent it later, because my intellect is not able to see, not able to calculate well, and whatever calculation I make in the moment is not standing the test of time. So that is something that we would call a faulty intellect, or not a very good functional intellect. And then I told you that the intellect has the ability to understand and interpret and create a picture of whatever the mind thinks. So let's say when you are listening to this class, if you have a very good intellect, you will be able to grasp all the points and understand everything. But if the intellect is not that functional, then most of the things that are said, they don't translate into ideas or experiences that I can or understanding that I'm giving you a certain idea, but for that idea to translate into an understanding, you need a functional intellect. Let us take an example to understand this. So you see, when you understand something, what do you say? I see. Yes. So when an idea is given to you and you can create a good clear image out of that idea, then you say I see it, I can understand it totally. When you understand something well, it is said I see it, and that means that you have a good intellect. But if an idea doesn't translate into an image or a deep understanding, then there is a problem with the intellect. We can't understand it. And why am I telling you these things? Because these are signs of a weak soul. So the mind, the intellect not functioning well is because the master of the mind and intellect is not in a good state. The soul is not in soul power. And then there are sanskars. So you see, there are habits. We have habits, we have experiences, we have personality traits. But let me ask myself, which of my habits are in an emerged state most of the time? So if I tell you, we have sanskars ranging from very good to very bad. Do you agree with that? We have these personality traits. So, inside of me, there is anger, lust, greed, ego, but there is also love, peace, joy, care, the ability to nurture. All of those sanskars are there, ranging from the most positive to the most negative. But the important thing is, which of your sanskars remain emerged most of the time? Yes. So none of you would ever say that, I don't have the ability to love and care. Every soul has the ability to love and care. Yes, every soul has the ability to be peaceful. Every soul has the ability to be happy. But is that ability in you, is that sanskar in you emerged all the time? Or the opposite of it, feeling anxious, feeling restless, neglecting somebody or avoiding somebody, is that sanskar in an emerged state? So you see, I once saw a very beautiful image, and in that image there was one person and he had a chain here, okay, and somebody just pulled that chain and his head was open, and then inside the head there were 100 people sitting. So those 100 personality traits you have inside you, right? But which personality trait of you is talking the most? That's what's important. So you have all of these personality traits, you have all of these habits, you have all of these sanskars in you, the sanskar of love, care, nurturing, attention, and the sanskar of neglecting somebody or being angry and anxious and fretting and frowning, but which of it is emerged is the important question. And that is the state of my sanskars. Now I'll tell you a story here. So there is a story about a grandfather who is talking to his grandson, and that grandfather tells the grandson that, grandson, there are two wolves inside us. One is good and another is evil. And both these two wolves, they keep fighting with each other all the time. And then the grandfather keeps quiet. And the grandson says, but you didn't finish the story. So the grandfather says, what story, what finishing do you need? So he said, but I should know which one wins, the good one or the bad one. And the grandfather says, the one you feed wins. Yes. So which of our sanskars is prominent? The one we are feeding. Yes. And we are feeding our sanskars consciously and unconsciously. Right? When you are watching something on the phone which is violent, which is a content of horror, or which has a content of, lust, then which sanskar are you feeding? The sanskar of lust, violence, or, horror or fear. And when you are listening to this class, which sanskar are you feeding? The sanskar of knowledge. So we need to understand that the mind, intellect and sanskars are the way they are because of what we have done with them. And the state of the soul is reflected in the state of the mind, intellect and sanskar. And if you make an honest assessment of it right now, we will understand that our mind is not our best friend right now, but it is our worst enemy at the moment. Our intellect is making us make all the bad choices, and most of our sanskars that are emerged most of the time are those that harm us, those that don't do good to us. So this reflects that the soul is in a very, very depleted state right now. What do I mean when I say the soul is in a depleted state? So what it means is the 7 qualities of the soul, knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss and power, are less in the soul. And when you start feeding those qualities into the soul, then the organs of the soul, the mind, intellect, sanskars, will start functioning better and better. Okay. So the method to improve your mind, intellect and sanskar functionality is to feed your soul, feed the soul with knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss and power. And the first dose that is being given to the soul is knowledge. So in this session, you are learning, you are feeding yourself with knowledge, which will make your mind, intellect, sanskar work better. And second thing is, we are learning meditation and soul consciousness, through which the other qualities of the soul will enhance. And then the 3 faculties of the soul will work better. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss this picture in greater detail and understand more about it. Now there is one question, we will take that and then we'll meditate. Sometimes planning to do some important things to do, but after some time unable to complete, and end of the day feeling of regret and thinking about that and wasting the present time. How should I stop that? So you see, when your intellect is weak, then what do? You keep talking to your intellect. So you see, when you plan something, what are you doing? you are giving yourself the power of determination. Yes, that today I will do this, this is my plan, this is what I'll do. Then what happens is, after some time, that determination gets weaker. So what you have to do is, again, many times a day, many times in that day, you need to revise the intent that you created in the morning. Okay, so revise that I have to do this today. Revise your plan. Again, tell yourself, sit and create a determined thought, and again take some steps for it. And the more you keep doing this, your power of determination will increase. So just thinking about it in the morning and then forgetting it will not help. So you create that intention and then revise that intention. So, just like I'm telling you that keep revising, I am a soul, I have these 7 qualities, and keep visualizing it over and over again for it to become part of your awareness. Similarly, I have to do this, then take the first step. Then after some time, you feel your determination going down, again tell yourself, this is my plan and I have to stick to it until the end of the day. And then again fill yourself with determination and take some steps ahead. Okay, I told you I'll show you a video of how to visualize the soul. So let's see that video first and then we'll visualize.
Let's take a few minutes to practice soul consciousness based on the knowledge we've acquired thus far. Sit comfortably in any posture you like. Keep your eyes open so that you are aware of the world around you. Focus your thoughts and consciousness by creating one powerful thought. I am a peaceful soul. A tiny point of light seated in the center of the forehead. I see through the eyes. I hear through the ears. I breathe and smell through the nose. Talk through the mouth. And sense through the skin. I am the master of the body. I am separate from my body. I am the creator, controller, and ruler of my thoughts. I take responsibility for the thoughts I create. I, the soul, am the one who makes decisions, and I am responsible for my actions. I am conscious of what I do. I control my life. I create my destiny. By realizing that I am a soul and seeing others as souls, I can experience myself with my original qualities, virtues, and positive powers.
Now let's meditate and create some experience of I am a soul. Sit still. And gently turn your awareness from outside to inside. Just leave the physical world outside and go within. Behind the eyes, there is I, the soul. A star of peace. A still, silent star of peace. Stable in my position and constantly radiating the vibrations of peace. These vibrations are like soothing white light that calms every part of the brain as it touches it. Just sit in this experience for some time.
मस्तक सिंहासन पे हम आत्माएं राजन बने और शासन चलाएं। कर्मेंद्रियां कर्मचारी हमारी भ्रिकुटी बीच दरबार अपना सजाएं। मस्तक सिंहासन पे हम आत्माएं राजन बने और शासन चलाएं। करे मंत्रणा मिलके मन मंत्री से समाचार पूछे सजग संतरी से। बड़ी सावधानी से इस राजधानी को माया की छाया से पल पल बचाएं। मस्तक सिंहासन पे हम आत्माएं राजन बने और शासन चलाएं। कर्मेंद्रियां कर्मचारी हमारी त्रिकुटी बीच दरबार अपना सजाएं। सुखी जनता सारी। सुसंस्कारों की जो सेना सजग हो, तो दुर्गुण के दुश्मन से धोखा न खाए। मस्तक सिंहासन पे हम आत्माएं, राजन बने और शासन चलाएं। कर्मेंद्रियां कर्मचारी हमारी, त्रिकुटी बीच दरबार अपना सजाएं।